Welcome and good morning. We're going to take a nice slow flow this morning for the shoulders and to open up the side body. And we're going to come to start in banana. So you're going to come to your back, scoot yourself all the way over to the left side of the mat and just have a lie down. So juicy. And then you're going to walk your feet out to the right, only so far so that the left hip doesn't come up. So just walk your feet out, and then you can place your left foot over the right ankle, so you create a little lock. And then draw your hands over to the right, so you can clasp the left wrist. Take a full breath in, really feel that crescent, open up your banana, and then let the hands relax so that one palm is just in front of the other, on top of the other rather. And then just settle into it, let gravity help open the body by letting everything relax onto the mat. And just use the breath. So with each inhalation, you start to feel that openness on the left side body. Breathing in a little space between each rib. Let the shoulders relax onto the mat. And just find this nice opening on the left side body. And just see if you can really let everything relax down. Notice where you're holding anything. Taking about 5 more breaths on this side, so just let them be nice and juicy. Start tuning into the breath. See if you can lengthen the breath anymore on these last few on this side. And then go ahead and remove the left ankle, walk everything back to the center. Take a nice full body stretch. So pointing the toes, extending the fingers, and then just wiggle worm your way onto the right side of the mat. This time we'll walk the feet out towards the left. So you notice if you walk the feet way out, the right hip starts coming up. So you want the hips to be level on the mat. Once you find that extension, just place the right foot over the left. Stretch out the arms, stretch out the fingertips, and then walk the hands over to the left. Clasp the right wrist. Open yourself up. Feel that opening along the right side body, and then let the hands just relax. One palm in front of inside the other. And then just use the breath. Let gravity help you just relax those places you're holding. Let the breath and the exhale help you remember and realize where you're holding. And then really start to expand the breath. So the breath is what's going to help you open up that side body. Bring a little space into those places where there's tension, but also opening up the spaces between the ribs with the breath. So the bigger and more expansive you can make the breath, the more space you're going to get between the ribs and those little intercostal muscles. And just take about 5 more big deep breaths. these last few exhales, see if you can just notice anywhere you might be trying to hold the body up and just let it release to gravity, release to the mat. And then go ahead and release the right foot, walk everything back to the center. Take that full body stretch, so from the toes to the fingers. And then we're gonna keep the left leg long, bend the right knee, interlace the hands over the right knee, and just draw the right knee towards the armpit. You can flex and extend in the foot a little bit, and then just let the foot relax and see if you can draw that knee a little deeper in. So you might notice that as you inhale, the leg comes a little bit away from you. As you exhale, you can use the arms to draw it in closer. And then once again, just notice if there's anywhere in the body that you're holding, and see if you can just exhale it out and let it release into the support of the ground below you. Keep drawing that right knee in towards the right armpit. 3 more breaths. And then we're going to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. And this time interlace the hands behind the thigh. And start with just drawing a little circle with the toes on the ceiling. And then pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then just extending and flexing the foot. So bringing the toes back towards the head, and then pointing towards the ceiling, finding where your edge is. And then you can really start to do this with the breath. So as you inhale, pointing the toes towards the ceiling. Keep pointing as you inhale, find that edge. As you exhale, draw the toes back towards the face. Keep flexing the toes until you end the exhalation. See if you can find 3 more breaths like that, really moving in to that full extension. And this little tiny movement is going all the way down into the lower back. So you can really use this to open up the back. Release any tension in the back. So this isn't just happening in the foot or the ankle. And then relax the leg, bend the knee. We're going to twist, bring the right leg over to the left. If you can bring it all the way to the mat and keep the shoulders on the mat, great. If not, place something underneath the leg so that the shoulders can stay on the mat. And you can press into the arm bones here, level the shoulders out a little bit. So sometimes the right shoulder might come up just a little bit, but if you press into the arms, you can lift both shoulders and get a little bit more level. And we're really targeting the side body and the shoulders today. So even in this twist, just start to flex and extend the fingers a little bit. Just waking up those muscles all the way from the neck, all the way down the arms. And then gently release that movement and just take 5 big breaths here. So again, using the breath to go deeper into the movement. On these last few breaths, you can even start to open up the neck and just gently look towards the right shoulder. Don't press the head there, just gently relax, look towards the right, let the head take itself over. One more full breath in, full breath out, release into the ground below you. And then head back up to the ceiling, unwind yourself. Walk the hips back to center, draw the knees in, rock a little side to side, feel the back opening onto the mat. And then we'll release the right leg long. Interlace the hands over the shin, draw the left knee towards the left armpit. As you exhale, perhaps you can bring the knee in a little closer. And the deeper you can make the breath here, the more massage you're giving yourself. So you're really compressing the organs, giving a little massage to the organs here. The deeper the breath and the more profoundly you can draw the knee in, you'll get a little bit more massage. And if the foot wants to take a little flexion and pointing, just take a little movement there and then relax the foot. A few more breaths. And then we'll extend the left leg towards the ceiling, interlace the hands behind the left thigh. Let the right leg just be relaxed and heavy. And then starting with drawing a little circle on the ceiling. And then pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then pointing and flexing the foot with the breath. So finding the edge, inhaling, pointing. Exhale, draw the toes back towards the face. Just opening up the whole leg all the way through the pelvis. Go ahead and find one more. And then bend the left leg. Release the hands out to the side. Take the leg over to the right. See if you can bring a foot over and then press into the shoulder bone. Press in the arms to lift the shoulders. Get the arms evenly on the mat. And then, if it feels good, either fisting and extending the fingers or bringing just one fingertip at a time to touch the thumb. And then letting the hands relax. Letting the shoulders start opening underneath the armpits. And then even the neck, just gently looking towards the left. Letting the neck unwind. Just 3 more breaths here. let the head roll back to center. Roll yourself back onto the back. Hug the knees in, rock a little side to side. And then bring the hands just to the tops of the kneecaps. Take the knees in a circle, both go in the same direction. And then the next time you bring the knees towards the chest, really draw them in and then change the direction of the circle. And then release both feet down to the mat so you're in your bridge prep. We're going to take some of those pelvic tilts with the breath. So most of you are familiar with this. If you're not, you can bring your palm underneath the lower back. And notice as you exhale and draw the belly button towards the spine, tilting the pelvis towards the face, it takes the space out from the lower back and the floor. So we're going to do that about 6 rounds with the hands out to the side, palms towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine. Spine comes towards the mat, pelvis tilts towards the face. Press all the way through until you can't exhale anything else. And then just release, let the pelvis tilt towards the till the feet. Take a natural breath in. As you exhale, draw everything out. Press the belly button towards the spine. So the pelvis stays on the mat. You might be pressing just a little bit into the feet at the end of the breath, and then release. Let yourself have a big natural inhale. Find your extension there in the spine, and on the next exhale, drawing the belly button back towards the spine, spine towards the mat. Just 3 more rounds like that. Giving yourself a nice little massage in the sacrum, starting that cranial sacral pump going, pushing the fluids through the spinal cord up around the brain. Allowing yourself to have these really nice long inhalations and exhalations. Let your next one be the last one. And then release the technique. Bend the elbows, bring the hands to the belly, palm side down on the belly. And just notice what you notice going on inside the body. That little tiny movement can be pretty profound, so just notice. And then release the hands alongside the body. We're going to roll up and down with that same movement, but this time taking the inhale. As you exhale, pressing the belly button towards the spine, and then pressing the back on the mat, but keep pressing the feet to lift the pelvis. Let yourself draw that big arch up overhead as you come onto the shoulders. Take a full breath in, and then moving back down on the exhale, nice and slow. See if you can set down each vertebra separately. So lower back, middle back. Upper back, middle back, lower back. Set the pelvis down. Take a full breath in at the bottom. Moving on the exhale. Same movement, but then pressing into the feet. Drawing the hands up and overhead, coming onto the shoulders. Full breath in at the top. And then moving back down with the exhalation. We'll take one more like that. And see if you can keep the thighs moving towards each other. So don't let the legs splay out. Energetically keep those thighs coming towards each other. Rolling up onto the shoulders. Full breath in. Exhaling. Upper back, middle back, lower back, all the way back down. Walk the feet out wide windshield wiper out the legs a little bit. So let both knees drop to one side. Inhale and back up. Let them come to the other side. Inhale, back up. Walk the feet together. We're going to take a little work in the core today. So starting with a Russian twist, you're going to come up just a little bit into your boat. Make a little Charlie's Angels gun. And then we're going to press to one side, extend the opposite leg, take your arms up and over, extend one leg, bend one knee. So I'm extending through the right, twisting towards the left, bending the left knee. All the way back up, other side. Up and over, whoo, spicy. Moving nice and slow with the breath. See if you can find one more each side. And then roll yourself up, find your boat in the middle. Full breath in, full breath out. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. One more breath. And then cross the feet at the ankles, roll yourself up, and find a little tabletop. Knees under the hips. We're going to thread the needle. So opening up the shoulder, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a big circle with the right arm. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then look at that right hand towards the ceiling. And we're going to thread it underneath the left armpit. So reach the arm underneath you. Hand stays in front of the face so you can bring the weight onto the shoulder. And then today we're going to just reach that left hand forward up overhead so the arm bone's alongside the ear. And then notice if you're starting to dump the weight onto one leg more than the other, and just draw the pelvis a little bit to the right. So the right temple's on the mat, right shoulder's on the mat, left arm up overhead, opening underneath the left armpit as well as the right shoulder. And a few more breaths here. Let gravity do all the work. And then go ahead and walk that left hand back towards the face. Press into the left hand. Draw the right arm up. Take a little circle to bring some fluid into the shoulder joint. And then same thing, other side. Left arm up. Make a big circle. Take the circle in the opposite direction. Draw the hand up towards the ceiling. Look at it so you can give yourself a little twist here. And then bring the left hand underneath the right armpit. Keep reaching. And then once that shoulder's on the mat, you have your right hand in front of your face. Press in. Bring the weight off the neck. Bring the weight off the head. And then you can extend the right arm bone alongside the ear. So the left temple is on the mat. Notice if your hips have started to move and see if you can bring them more to center so the weight's even on the knees. And then just allow gravity and the breath to do all the work. You can find 3 more big breaths here. exhale, walk the right hand back in front of the face. Press yourself up. Take that arm in a big circle. Find your way into your tabletop. Take the hips in a circle really slowly, bringing the tailbone back towards the heels, coming up over the shoulders just to see where there's any tension that could be released. Taking your breath there. Take this circle the opposite direction once you reach the heels. And then make your way back into tabletop. Take a full breath in tabletop. Untuck the toes. As you exhale, press into cat. On the inhale, tucking the toes, looking forward, finding cow. And then we'll add a few more things here. On your next exhalation, untuck the toes, press into cat, and then press yourself back into child's pose. Release all the stale air. When you're ready for an inhale, coming forward, finding cow, tucking the toes. Draw the shoulder blades back, open the heart. Same thing again. Exhale, find cat, release the crown of the head, really push into the guts, round the back, and then press back into your child's pose. Expel all the stale air. Inhale forward, finding your cow, tuck the toes. One more like that. Exhale, really rounding the back. Release the crown of the head. Press back into your child's pose. Let all the stale air exit the body. Inhale forward. Find your cow, and then this time we're gonna, with those toes tucked, exhale back, finding downward dog. Take just the right heel to the mat. Keep the left leg bent. Take a full breath in. Full breath out, pressing into the fingers, the knuckles between the fingers. One more, just with the right ankle going towards the mat. And then switch. Bend the right knee, bring the left ankle towards the mat. Press into the hands, the knuckles between each finger. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then see if you can energetically bring both heels towards the mat. So they might not reach in this first one. The knees can stay softly bent. See if you can just find steadiness here. One more full breath in. Full breath out. On an inhale, lift the right leg, bend the right knee. Take the knee in a circle. As the thighs come together, change the direction of the circle. And then find your steadiness in the center. Step the right foot forward, low lunge. You can bring something underneath the right knee. If you need a little extra padding or fold the mat, find your foundation in your low lunge. And then we're gonna open up the shoulders here. So grab opposite arm bones, and then we're gonna lean towards that bent knee. So just leaning in towards the right. And again, notice how your breath is helping you do all the work. So in low lunge, some teachers say to untuck the back foot. Others say to keep it tucked, the toes tucked. I like to keep the toes tucked because it takes a little weight off the back knee and gives you a little steadiness. Find your foundation here. One more breath, leaning in. Good, and then rise back to center. We're gonna take both arms up alongside the ears. And then we're gonna open with a twist. So with open arms, twisting towards the right. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then take yourself back to center. Hands back to the mat, step back into plank. Take a full breath in. And then knees on the mat, chest and chin between the hands. Roll forward, find your cobra. Exhale back this time into a downward dog. Turn the palms towards the ceiling. And just take a moment with the legs together. Child's pose with the arms sunny side up. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And then turn the palms back over. Come forward into your tabletop. Tuck the toes. Downward dog. Now, you can always be walking your dog, right? You can always be finding a little movement at the beginning. It's going to help open up the legs and help bring the joints a little bit more juice. And then in the last few breaths of your downward dog, just see if you can settle into stillness for a moment. On the next inhale, let the left foot float up. Bend the left knee. Take the knee in a big circle. As the thighs come together, change the direction of the circle. And then level the hips out. Step the left foot forward. Find your low lunge. So with the fingertips on the mat, find your steadiness. Perhaps you want to walk the left foot out. And then bring the arms up alongside you. Clasp onto opposite elbows. We're going to lean into the bent front leg. So with each breath, opening up that same space we're targeting today. A few more breaths here. Let yourself find that steadiness and that openness. And then draw yourself all the way up. Extend the arm bones alongside the ears. And then we're going to have a nice open twist towards the left leg. One more big full breath in. Full breath out. And then back to center. Bring your hands back to the mat. Step back into plank. Take a full breath in plank for strength. And then lower down the knees. Bring the chest and chin between the hands. Roll yourself forward. Find that little cobra. Exhale back. This time we'll come straight into our downward dog. Walk your dog a little bit and then see if you can find stillness. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then we're going to roll forward into plank. One more time and lower ourselves down in 5. Keep the elbows close to the ribs. 3, 2, 1. Untuck the toes. Interlace the hands behind the back. Coming into half locust. So press into the tops of the feet. Roll yourself up. And you can stay here for 5 breaths. Or you can exhale down and then rise up. So either finding steadiness in the pose, 2 more breaths, or exhaling down, rising up. And then release the interlace to the fingers, hands back under the shoulders, pressing back into that tabletop, taking those hip circles, and just noticing if anything's starting to open or if the tension is still exactly the same. press into those places of tension. Press into any flat spot in the circle. And then go ahead and bring yourself back into downward dog. Full breath in, full breath out. On the next inhale, let the right foot float up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, draw the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee comes to the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw the knee towards the nose, round the back. And then place the foot back on the mat, back into your low lunge. This time we're going to draw the elbows together behind the lower back. And then same thing, just leaning into the front leg. Opening up the side body. Using the breath. So exhaling, maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Maybe you can feel it opening across the chest. Just very gently moving yourself there. One more full breath in, full breath out. You can tell if you've been working on the computer when you start to open the shoulders like this. And then back to center, hands up overhead. Taking a twist again, this time of bringing the hands together in prayer, turning towards the right leg, hooking the left elbow over the right thigh, pressing in by coming deeper in the twist by pressing the arm bone into the thigh bone. And then if you feel a little spicier, you can lift the back leg. So you're in a high lunge twist. Using the breath to go deeper, pressing into the ball of the foot to activate the whole back leg. 2 more breaths. And if you've lifted the back leg, go ahead and bring it back knee back down on the exhale. Untwist yourself. And then hands back to the mat. Stepping back into plank. You can stay with knees, chest, chin, or you're welcome to chaturanga into a little upward dog. We'll all meet in downward dog. Finding your steadiness in the pose, bringing the weight off the wrist by pressing into the fingers, the tips of the fingers, the knuckles of the fingers. And then go ahead and inhale the left leg up. As you exhale, you're going to bring the left knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, left knee is going to come to the right elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the foot down to the mat, lower the right knee. Find your foundation first, and then reach behind the back for your opposite elbows. So here, before you lean over, draw the elbows, draw the shoulder blades together and feel how that opens in the clavicles in the front, right? And then just lean in toward the direction of that front leg, so leaning towards the left. And keep getting tall here. Try not to collapse. Stay tall so that you're extending up and over, not just collapsing down. Use the breath to go deeper. Let the front body start to open or continue to open. 2 more breaths here. Good, and then we'll come back up to center. Arm bones up overhead, hands together in prayer, back to the chest, twist towards the left, hook the right arm over the left thigh. As you exhale, push into the arm bones, come deeper into the twist. And if you want to be spicier, just lift that back leg. One more. Full breath in, full breath out. If you've lifted the back knee on the exhale, you can bring it back down. And then we'll all inhale ourselves up out of the twist. Hands back to the mat, stepping back for a vinyasa. Into your plank. Choosing either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, cobra, or upward dog. All meeting in downward dog. Five breaths here in downward dog. So take your time to really find what feels comfortable and then settle into it. We're going to start to walk the feet towards the hands, but don't be in a hurry. Bend the knees deeply. Just walking toward the hands to find a forward fold. And then once again, reaching for opposite elbows, allowing the weight of the arms to take you a little bit deeper. Notice that the head is relaxed, the crown of the head is towards the mat, jaws relaxed. Knees can be slightly bent, a little soft, and then just take a little over to the right, come back through center, take a little over to the left, back to center. So just take a little swing here in your forward fold. And then the next time you're back to center, release the arms down, and we're going to roll up the spine, keeping the arms heavy, lower back, middle back, upper back, head and neck come last. Let the hands float up overhead, and then we're going to take that lateral side stretch again. So clasp onto the right wrist, let the shoulders come away from the ears, and then gently bring yourself over to the left. So sometimes I try to mirror you guys, but today I'm just doing the same side I'm calling out. It's going to look opposite of you. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then back to center. Clasp the opposite wrist, other side. Beautiful. Back to center. Hands in front of the chest. Press the thumbs into the sternum. We're going to come into our balancing pose here. So go ahead and bring all the weight onto the right foot. I'll stay opposite. I'll stay doing the same side you are. Let the left foot float up. Take a full breath in, and as you exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine. And then we're going to open that leg up to the left. Coming into tree pose here, you can bring the foot to the belly of the calf, or you can reach down and draw yourself up. And then notice if you're kicking those hips out and draw them back to center. Find your foundation first. And then when you're ready and you feel well grounded, well rooted, just open your branches up. So you could be in a nice cactus. You could just bring your arms up overhead, whatever tree you're feeling today. I sometimes like to take this little bended tree. So you can find 3 more breaths in your tree pose. And then make your way back to center. We're going to unhook the left leg and then step it back and find warrior 1. Once again, we're going to bring the hands behind us. Now you can clasp onto opposite elbows, or perhaps you your reverse prayer. And just move so I can show you the hands. So whichever way is going to help you be comfortable to open those shoulders up. And then see that the knee is stacking over the front ankle. Back foot is at about, if you're standing on a clock, it's about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Let the tailbone relax. Draw the pubic bone towards the belly button. Let the shoulders move away from the ears. One more full breath in. Full breath out. And then it's whether you're clasping opposite elbows or have reverse prayer, go ahead and release the hands down, interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles towards the back heel, open up those shoulders, and find your humble warrior. Allowing those hands to float up over the head. One more full breath in, full breath out. And then to bring yourself up, press into the feet, rise up. Release the interlace of the hands, arm bones alongside the ear, warrior one. Full breath in, full breath out. And then draw the hands back to the mat, stepping back into your plank, taking your vinyasa. So staying with knees, chest, chin is awesome. Chaturanga if you have the shoulder strength. And then downward dog. And let the shoulders move away from the ears. Let the tailbone be going toward the heels. And then as you find stillness here, just take a full breath in, full breath out. And then we're going to walk the feet to meet the hands. Find a forward fold. Once again, you can clasp the opposite elbows, just take it a little side to side. And then find your center, release the hands, and start rolling your way up. Hands floating up overhead, and then hands back to heart center, press the thumbs into the sternum. Finding our tree on the other side, we're going to bring all the way down to the left foot. Right foot floats up. Open up the leg, either belly of the calf muscle or perhaps reaching down, drawing it into the thigh. And then seeing which kind of tree you want to manifest. Maybe you feel like a little blossoming cherry tree today, little bonsai. Find your tree, feel your rootedness. Feel the support of the earth. Take another full breath in. Full breath out. And then make your way back up. You know what's coming next. We're going to unhook the leg and step back to find warrior one. So find your foundation for warrior one. Back foot this time is about 2 o'clock. And then once again, perhaps reaching for opposite elbows. Perhaps you can find that reverse prayer in the back. The target here is to open the front body and draw the shoulder blades together to open that front underneath the clavicles and the neck. So whatever it is, just find your warrior one. Check that your knee is coming over your ankle. You feel that nice groundedness, foundation. Breathe into the heart. heart be opened. One more breath here. And then just release your prayer or the opposite elbows. Interlace the hands the funky feeling way so the other thumb is on top. Draw the knuckles towards the back heel. Open up that front body. And then exhale. Find your humble warrior. Just one more full breath in. Full breath out. Press into the feet. Rise yourself all the way up. Arm bones alongside the ear. Really realizing you're a warrior here. You're ready for anything. One more full breath in here, and as you exhale, bring the hands back to the mat, step back into your plank. Exhale into your vinyasa, flow through, all meeting in downward dog. On the next inhale here from dog, we're going to inhale that right leg up, bend the knee, take the knee in a circle. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. And then we're going to step through to pigeon. So you're going to bring your right knee towards the right wrist. Walk the left foot back. You can use a block underneath the right hip if that helps you keep the hips level. What we don't want to do is just dump into the side. So find your pose here. Let yourself take a full breath in. Full breath out before you come to put your little pigeon to sleep. On your next exhale, you can walk the hands forward, stack the wrists, place the forehead over the wrists. We'll take about 5 more breaths here. So just directing your breath to anywhere you feel tension. On the exhale, releasing it out. And on an inhale, rise the head up. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Take the block out if it's there. Tuck the back toes. Let that right leg come up and just take that knee circle again. And then place both feet on the mat. Take any movement you need to here, and then we'll inhale the left leg up, bend the left knee. Take the knee in a big circle. Pause, take the circle the opposite direction. Level out the hips, and then bringing the left knee towards the left wrist. Walking the back leg out. Bringing a block underneath the left hip if you need. And there's different variations of pigeons. Sometimes we open the front lower leg towards the top of the mat. Sometimes it's more tucked in. Take the one that feels nice this morning. And then take a moment here, lift it. I like to bring one hand to the bottom of the foot and one hand to the knee, because then you're touching on those acupressure points. And then go ahead, put your little pigeon to sleep. Stack the wrists, bring the forehead to the top of the arm to the wrists. Five And then inhale, gently lift the head. Walk yourself back up. Step back into your downward dog. Lift that left leg. Take the knee circle again. And then take a moment to just walk your dog. Take any movement that feels good. And then draw yourself forward into plank. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. And then we're going to lower just the knees back into tabletop. Take those hip circles. And then cross the feet at the ankles. Roll yourself back. Come back onto the back. Bring your block with you. We're going to end with a supported fish pose to open up the shoulders. So you're going to bring the block right between the shoulder blades. If you feel quite open, you can have one block on the medium setting and one block on the low setting. I'll show you both. Put your block down. Roll yourself back so the block is right at the base of the shoulder blades, and then the head is supported by the mat. Arms are open to either side. If you want to take the taller variation, one block is on the middle setting. The lower block is to support the head. Same thing. Roll yourself down. Just make sure that your head and neck aren't hanging. And then once you find this openness, palms shining towards the ceiling, you can extend the legs out long. Let gravity do all the work. Let the breath help take you deeper into the pose. And just see if you can find about 10 more breaths here. Just relaxing into the support. And you have two choices of how to get out of this. If you're on the lowest setting, it's quite easy to just bend the knees, bring the arm bones up overhead and roll to the side. If you're on the higher setting, you're going to want to roll up using the arm bones, pressing the chin towards the chest, and using the bones of the arm to help press you up. And then you're just going to move everything out of the way and roll back down for your Shavasana. Open the arms, palms shine towards the ceiling, legs out wide. And keeping the mind alert and letting the body find that full relaxation. Noticing any releasing in the body as the body downloads the practice. And then start to take your inhales a little more deeply, a little bit more profound. Bringing a little movement into the fingers and toes to wake then walk the feet towards each other. Inhale the arms up overhead. Take that full body stretch from the fingertips to the toe tips. And then roll onto either side. Bend the knees. Use the arm as a pillow. Really hug the knees in today and give yourself a little hug. And then when you feel ready, press yourself back up to find a seated position. Take an easy pose with the legs, hands to the tops of the thighs. And just take a moment here to take this peacefulness, this openness with you. Bringing the hands together in prayer, press the thumbs into the sternum. Find that heart space within you. Noticing how much brighter your light feels now, how much more ready for your day you feel. Bring the chin towards the chest, just to honor yourself for your own practice. Honoring that as we cultivate this light within ourselves, we're going to notice it more, this divine light in all others. Namaste. Thanks for allowing me to guide your practice today. It's really a lot of joy to know that we're all in this together.